Hey everyone, this is Ryan B with Practical Forex Trading, and this is your weekly analysis for the S&P 500. If you want to stay up to date with all of our videos, commodities, currency pairs, indexes, make sure you click that red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Okay, so we're looking at the weekly chart here, meaning that each one of these red and green candlesticks represent 1 week of price action. And we have our sentiment is currently being mixed. As in wise, I believe we're going to see a series of range trading happening between the 2150 and 2900 mark, potentially for the next few weeks to months. So let's take a look about the why behind that. So if we go back to the dip of 2008 and look to the big sell-off, ever since then we've seen about an 11-year uptrend that's been moving in this pretty steep velocity. So the fact that we finally got a cool off is really no big surprise and something that everyone was calling for. Let's go ahead and minimize these volumes. So we see that historically, prices stayed above, touched this line, bounced around this line for the last 11 years. So we think about support being around the 2100 to 2150 mark. So we see there that was currently resistance, right? So back in 2015, 2016, several weeks occurred where price, attempted to break through. Then it did for a short time, did back below, and then boom, we saw a big push off. Now back in 2019, we saw a big sell-off, and then everyone bought the dip there. We can see that with a series of bullish candles that push price back above. And we have a little parallel trend channel going. So if we take our bottom trend line, connect our lowest lows, right? So we see price plunge through that line, but then move quickly back out, right? So we see last week's bullish candle. Let's reframe this. We see that here, so that closes above this line, and that's possibly good. However, what we see here dead ahead is some resistance, right? So right here, about the 2700 mark, 2600, you think about support and resistance as a zone. This is where, in the short term, recently, price was used as support or resistance, and now price is trading below that, or index is trading below that, so it's potentially still bearish. That's why our sentiment is mixed. Now let's go ahead and draw our parallel trend channel we're talking about. So we're going to take that deep line trend of our lowest lows, and we're going to draw a parallel. And it's just support and resistance moving through time is how you get parallel trend channels. So we see price for a long time was moving above that channel, right? Let's move this out of the way. Falling completely out of there, and now coming down here, bouncing off that 2150 support line. So now, in order for price to be bullish, we need to see a lot more buying happen in the weeks to come. Price needs to at least stay within this ascending price wedge, and then they can move out and then test the next range of 26 to 29. But if price fails, if there's another big sell-off, as long as this 2150 holds, then we should be good, because it really took a couple years for that price to initially be broken, so it should have some holding power on the way back down. If we see support at 2150 broken, then we'll look for price going to the 1600 mark, which goes all the way back to 2007. But really, we're still in quite a bullish formation. Price will attempt to average back out with this fast-moving average, right? So it's going to make an attempt to even out one way or the other. So one scenario is it slowly moves up and down until this average comes. It goes sideways. Or we'll see a lot of buying, a similar V to here, which will push price above this 26K, and then eventually tempting 28, 29. That looks like price and the moving average could meet at that point. Okay, so we'll see what happens in this week, and look to see how markets respond to any new developments that roll out. And we as traders are looking for a break above this 2600 mark to consider things bullish, if you will. Okay, have a great week. I hope you make lots of profit. We'll talk soon.